This story is one of the most disturbing and well-documented ghost stories in recent past. It features the apparition of an evil ghostly clown with the name of Sozabi. After some investigation on my side and looking through the old electoral registers, scanning many old documents in an attempt to throw some light on the mystery, I discovered that in the early 1900s, at the very house where the laughing clown puts in a supernatural appearance, there lived a Czechoslovakian circus entertainer named Freddy Sozabi. The name Sozabi is derived from the Czech word Sozabi, meaning big nose. Fred Sozabi's trademark was his naturally over-large nose. He performed in circuses of the Edwardian era. From the 1950s to the present day, the ghost of this clown has been seen in a certain area of Liverpool, where Frederick Sozabi committed suicide. He seems to have a strange liking for waking children in the middle of the night and blocking off their escape route by standing in the doorway as he roars with laughter and points at his petrified prey. A sweet smell, which has been identified as embalming fluid, is always present when the ghost of Sozabi appears to us humans. Sometimes even an aura has been seen around the creepy clown. What you are about to hear is the report of Thomas, who was with his little 5-year-old brother Aaron at the time this wicked story took place. It was very late night. Me and my brother Aaron were awakened in our bunk beds by the sounds of terrifying, echoing laughter. I looked down from my bed and saw a strange man dressed as a clown in a one-piece suit with large buttons on. He wore a pointy cone hat. What stood out most about this apparition was the grotesque and heavily painted face of the clown. He had large black holes where his eyes were supposed to be. His nose was crooked and red, and there was a shimmering curtain of phosphorus light surrounding the figure. The clown held his left white-gloved hand on his belly, and the other hand pointed at me and my brother as the clown rocked back and forth, his laughter echoing as if he was in a cavern. We were not able to make it for an immediate escape from the room, because the ghost was technically blocking the door. Aaron was yelling for mother, but his cries for help were left unanswered. Instead, I decided to slowly climb down from my bunk and comfort my little brother. Both of us could smell the sickly sweet stifling aroma that was filling the room. I went and shouted for our parents as loud as I could, but for some mysterious reason, mother and father never heard anything. The foul clown stopped laughing, squinted his eyes, and wore a horrible serious expression on his paint-plastered face. He pointed right at us and curled his index finger in a beckoning gesture, but Aaron and me didn't fancy approaching the clown to see what he wanted. Instead, I grabbed my brother by the hand, sprinted from the bed, and came within inches of the demonic clown. He screamed out an unintelligible word as we brushed past. He tried to grab our collars, but we barely could avoid his hand. My brother felt his large furry button on his cheek, brushing against his face as we lunged past. We could escape from the bedroom and ran into our parents' bedroom, where I cried out about my accounts of the scary, outlandish-looking evil man. Our parents naturally believed a real flesh burglar was at large in our house, but although they could find no physical evidence of any intruder, our parents both detected the sharp, sweet smell in our bedroom, the same Aaron and me were noticing. The story ends there, but my investigation revealed that the sweet smell was present when the dead clown appeared in the same house almost 50 years before. On that occasion, 2 boys, again brothers, awoke in their beds in the early morning to see a man with a skeletal face and long red pointy nose laughing in the doorway of their bedroom. He rocked back and forth, laughing and pointing at the children, just as he did in Thomas's story. In this case, the 2 boys also made a dash from the room, and their parents went in search of the clown, but came up with nothing in the children's bedroom except a sweet smell. Not long after this incident, the father of the two boys died and was laid in an open coffin. The family reported that the same sweet smell which had hung around the evil clown was now evident in the vicinity of the coffin. The smell was embalming fluid. Digging into older records of the man who was portraying the evil clown, I could find out that he lived at the house which his ghost now haunts. But unlike most ghosts, the clown's supernatural presence is somehow able to get around, for Zosebi has been seen in the house of neighboring streets. In October of 2010, a 40-year-old woman named Kelly moved into her terraced house just 3 doors from the house where Zosebi lived, and died. All dating back to Edwardian times. Kelly had no idea who Zosebi was, and when she moved into her house, she said to decorate the living room first. In the first night at her new house, Kelly went to bed earlier than she normally did because she was exhausted after scraping the old wallpaper from the tall walls of the living room. Just as Kelly was about to drift off into the realms of sleep, she felt the mattress of her new bed start to shake. She wondered what could cause that effect and slowly turned. And there, in the semi-darkness, she saw that a man was lying next to her, on top of the duvet, and his head on the pillow. He was facing away from her towards the bedroom door. As she froze in fear, Kelly saw the man had a cone-shaped hat with a rounded tip, and she could also see that the stranger was wearing a ruffled silk collar and a suit. The man was shaking, and Kelly got the strong impression that he was shaking with subdued laughter. Kelly rolled sideways out of the bed and fell onto the floor. She got on her feet and ran out of the bedroom, down the stairs where she turned on the hall lights before taking off the bolts of the front door. She opened the door and stood on the doorstep barefooted in her pajamas in the chilly October night, staring in horror at the top of the stairs. She thought she saw the shadow of the man who had been menacingly lying in her bed, gliding along the landing for a moment. On the 4th night at the house, Kelly slept with a Bible on her bedside cabinet. She woke up at around 4 a.m. to a sweet, overpowering scent that made her feel quite ill. She had to get up and open the windows to air the room. I immediately thought of the embalming fluid connected to Zosebi's appearance. To date, Kelly has had no further supernatural experiences in her house. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you could enjoy this ghost story, which is said to be based on real life events. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Stay frosty.